All right, we're live. It took me a while. We're back. We're here. We're ready to go. We have 3 men in the basement tonight. We're talking about the destruction of Diamond. We're going to talk about some great things coming up. We have a great friend of the channel, a supporter of the channel, a vendor at the 3MIB Comic Swap, a top 10 mid, a 10.0 mid sponsor. Can't wait to get Jim from Second Alarm Comics to talk about what's going on. I really can't hear because of these headphones, so we're going to see what happens. We're live on Instagram right now for all of 15 minutes. So if you're on Instagram, get over to 3MIB on YouTube right now. You're not going to want to miss this. Get over to YouTube. Chin, blow it up. Throw some give us all disclaimers so we don't get sued.
The following program is rated TV MALS. It contains strong language and sexual situations. It is intended only for mature audiences.
And one more from Otto's best friend.
And go.
Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, and you're watching 3 Men in a Basement. Take that from a former comic book man.
Love it. Awesome, dude. Thank you again. All right.
Pleasure.
That was a good time. That was a good time. That was a good time. You know, I really, we got to start using one with Jerry O'Connell a little bit more, because
we do, but he always looks like you're holding a gun to his back. Ready? I'll play.
Well, that's
right
what he kind of told me.
It's 14 seconds.
Action. So here I am at Terrificon, and I asked my friend Jerry O'Connell to do an intro for 3 Men in a Basement. Jerry O'Connell, you're watching 3 Men in a Basement. Thank you very much, my friend. Great meeting you.
It looks like you're holding someone he loves hostage.
Oh, that's what I told him. I go, I really think your wife is smoking hot, and I've loved her for like 20 years, or 30 years. But anyway, you have to get a little weird on that. You know what I mean? So, hey, everybody, happy Friday night to everybody. We're here. We're trying to be as consistent as possible, and being consistent on 3 Men in the Basement is very difficult. We have 3 Men in the Basement piloting us through this asteroid field. Chin, what are our chances to get through this asteroid field?
Not well. Not good.
No, 3,000. What was it?
3,720 to 1.
To 1. But you know what? That one is Jim from Second Alarm Comics. Jim, you're going to get us through this asteroid field tonight.
Never tell me the odds.
There it is.
I love it. Nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. So I'll tell you how tonight's show is going to go. We're probably going to be in 3 or 4 parts. We're going to talk a little bit about Diamond and the situation, and we're going to hear from Jim's standpoint from his amazing store, Second Alarm Comics in North Haven, Connecticut. Jim, am I saying that right? Demographically
Yeah,
correct?
North Branford, Connecticut, Route 80, right on Foxen Road. Yep.
We love Foxen Road. You just keep driving, and you're going to find it eventually.
Great store.
So,
great store if you never been.
Great store.
Get down there.
We always have a great time there, and we're going to talk about that, what's going on from there. Then we're going to talk a little bit about news, some things that are going on, what I've been collecting, and things that have been occupying my time. I've got a CGC unboxing, 2 yellow labels, 2 Kevin Eastman signatures. That's right. The first appearance of Kevin Eastman signatures here in the grotto. Can you imagine? First, I start reading Turtle books, and now I'm getting Eastman signatures. What is happening to me, you guys? What has happened?
I'm so proud.
Yeah, it's okay. You've come. It's come a long way. We're also going to talk about some of the recent reads and some things like that, and then hopefully Uncle Frank is going to come on and give us his opinion, because he's got his own opinions on Diamond and the things that are going on.
Like Uncle Frank, the man that's
because he thinks
this here.
Uncle Frank says this is important, and we have to talk about this. Okay?
I'm telling you right now, I would trust that man in that photo right there with my life. Look
at that. I mean, when Uncle Frank says it's important, it is important, you guys. So, hey, on Instagram, we're live right now. Get over to YouTube, jump over there, enjoy us, because this feed is only lasting like 15 minutes, all right? So get over there. All right. So, big news. It's been coming for a while, I think. I think that the writing on the wall, the tea leaves have been there. When things start to get slowed down and books start coming on time. And I'm going to tell you something. There's one thing I've learned. Well, I've learned many things, but when books don't have consistency, when books don't have consistency, it affects the buyers. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm going to go all the way back to the 80s in Secret Wars. Okay. And I'm going to talk about another book from DC called Camelot 3000. Okay. The Secret Wars was phenomenal, as it was in the 80s, and it was very important for them to get out every issue in continuity. Jim Shooter always talks about how issue 12 was borderline delayed because his artists and writers were away at a con or something like that. And him being, you know, the editor-in-chief demanded that the people work in their hotel rooms to get Secret Wars out on time, okay? Because as buyers, the minute something doesn't come out on time, you know, we're very fickle. We go to the next thing and we go to the next thing. And I'm going to tell you, that happened years and years and years ago, right around the same time with Camelot 3000. If you guys are old enough to realize, to remember that story, it was an amazing story that was done in the mid 80s about Camelot, about Excalibur, and how it was done in the future. And it was quasi sci-fi and fantasy. And it was done really, really well. But the issues kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And by the time it got to issue 12, it was so delayed that nobody cared about it. And it was like, oh, all right, now I'll read this. You know, it really affected it. And I will tell you how that affected me in real time right now. As you guys know, 9 months ago, I was in awe of King Kong versus Godzilla versus the Justice League. I bought every issue. I bought every cover. I was so into it. But the last issue took a lot longer than it should have to come out. And maybe Jim can, you know, agree with me on that. And I completely lost interest in it because, you know what, the next new, you know, the new thing came out and I was reading that and I was ready to finish it up and it took forever. And I lost interest in it. And it went from being a great story arc that I really loved to, yeah, it was good. Maybe the ending could have been a little bit better, you know. Jim, would you kind of agree with me on that with King Kong versus Godzilla versus the Justice League?
Yeah, that one hurt. Look, there's a lot of recent examples of this. You know, I think there's a few things. This is also, you could stretch this all the way to the publishers with their infatuation, their need, their desire to come out with number ones and reboot the title every few years. It's frustrating for the readers. Yeah, sometimes it's exciting. You got a new creative team coming on, but you could do that by keeping the numbering. And there's something that the publishers always tell us. We're going to talk a lot of business tonight, a lot of comic business.
Yeah, right.
Tonight.
We're gonna absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and there's something the publishers always tell us. They say, "Oh, great jumping on point. Great jumping on point." And what we tell them, what the retailers tell the publishers is, what you're missing is that it's also a jumping off point. When people say,
Good
"You know
point.
what?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about done with that story. I really don't want to start a new Hulk series, so I'm gonna jump on."
Right.
Agreed. When I understand it a little bit with delays on ongoing series, you know, some of these issues, you know, some of these runs are up over 1,000 issues. I get it. I understand a delay from here to there. It definitely shouldn't happen all the time. The renumbering kills me, absolutely kills me. But if you're putting out a mini series, especially, you know, 6-issue miniseries, 12-issue miniseries, whatever it is, have it ready to go. If it is a 6-issue miniseries, make sure before that first book comes out, at least 3 to 4 issues are done, locked in, good to go. Minimum.
Yep. Agreed.
They don't do that, and it just kills it.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about how that has affected, how Diamond has affected the supply chain, and with Penguin and with Lunar distributing and everything like that. But we got to do a few things, and I'm going to run over that right now. We got to pay a few bills. So as always, you guys like this video. Why wouldn't you want to know what's new in the comic book community, what's happening, what's been going on? Maybe there's something that you want to like dabble in as far as collecting. Hit the notification bell so you know when we're dropping videos, when we're doing giveaways. I mean, we just did a giveaway 2 weeks ago to go to a rock concert. We're going to go see Slaughter and Ace Frehley at Mohegan Sun with Big Daddy John Ross and some other great people from the community. So
a week from today.
A week from today, we're going to be rocking out with Slaughter and Ace Frehley with members of the comic book community. We can't wait for that. Subscribe now. You know, you guys know that we're not here clout chasing or anything like that. We're here to talk comics and be real and keep it with you guys and make you aware of things that are happening in the comic book community in the Northeast and all over America, to be honest. And if you ever have any questions or comments, leave a comment below. I read all of them. I answer back. I'd love to do that. And remember, we are sponsored by our friends at Spineworks Comics. And I can't wait to show you this unboxing because evidently Chinmo was there at the signing. And we have a Kevin, I'm flabbergasted that we have a Kevin Eastman signature. I will finally get my Kevin Eastman signature in the house. So
Joke's on you. It's actually not even Kevin Eastman. I signed them and we sent them in.
Oh, really? Oh,
Can't
my
wait to see it.
goodness. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, Chin, do you want to go over who's in the chat real quick? Give everybody a
Yes,
shout
let's
out.
do this. Yeah, because I know Jim's on a little bit of a time stretch here, so
Yes.
I'm gonna fly through this here, guys. I'm gonna scroll back up to the top. Mike the Beast Benson. I was just on his channel last was it yesterday? I don't even remember.
What was the number one movie?
Wednesday night. We did a top 10. I'm not gonna spoil it. Go over on his channel,
Oh,
watch
all right.
it.
Good point. Good
We
point.
did
Good point.
a me, him, Comics CT, Sean. We did a whole top 10 of 2024 movie releases. We got John, Big Daddy Ross. What's going on, my friend? Always a pleasure to see you. Scrolling on down, Planet Mayhem. What's going on, man? We got Kenneth Bird in the house. What's going on? We got Neil. Neil, welcome.
Neil, good to see Neil.
Benny Beans. And live. Look at this, live from the school. Custodian
Yes. Ken. All right. Good to see Custodian Ken in the chat.
We got the first father of comics here, CT Jazz King.
He'll be rocking out with us.
Oh yeah, that's right. Next weekend. Sweet Gems, what's going on, my friend?
Good to see my man. Good to see my man.
Let's see. I'm going to just answer this. Yes, you will see me there. We're going to talk about that more in a little while, but I will be there, as will Murph. And then this guy you're going to see on here a little later tonight.
Yeah, but you've already seen him in a thumbnail. So because Uncle Frank says this is important, right? Can we show that one more time? Uncle Frank thinks this is important.
I think we have to.
All right. So Uncle Frank says this is important. So we better listen, right?
Look at that.
What a well-dressed guy.
You know what? He sent us this photo, and I got to tell you, I don't know what's more expensive, the suit or the haircut.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it might be the haircut.
I love it. And then look at this guy just jumping in really quick. Guy Forge, my friend, welcome in. Always a pleasure.
Good to see Guy Forge. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. All right. So we have had a huge disruption in the distribution of comics. Diamond, as you guys know, is filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I don't know too much about Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I've never gone bankrupt. I've never been part of that, but it's pretty much to hold the assets. So to see what happens with the company. What I did learn though during this whole process is that Diamond owns Free Comic Book Day. They have their own toy division, Diamond Select. They are also very connected with AFA for toy grading. So this is a multi-tier process or multi-tier disruption. And I've talked to a few people. I've got a few people's opinions. And when I talk to friends at my LCS, which is Heroes and Hitters, they tell me that it's been there the whole time. Their shipping costs, their the damaged books that they get. And, people say, okay, well, what about the employees? Well, you know what? Our friends at Heroes and Hitters said, well, what about the employees who are just taking these comic books and throwing them in a box, and getting damaged books? And when you get modern books that are dinged up, those aren't 9/8 karate chops. So I'm speaking this as a fanboy. So I'll let Chin talk about what he has heard at his shop real quick, and then we're going to go right to Jim and dig in with his thoughts and opinions on this. Chin, what have you heard?
I've talked quite a bit to not just my LCS but other stores as well, and they're Diamond. It's a staple in comic collecting. Am I surprised this happened? No, for many different reasons. Is it unfortunate? Absolutely. And like you said, a big thing a lot of people don't realize is the toys, is Free Comic Book Day, is it's a lot of the stuff people don't realize that is we have because of Diamond. So it is. I'm very interested to hear what Jim has to say on this, because I don't own a store. Just a fanboy. I like my comics every week, but that's really as far as my relationship goes. I am just a consumer. So.
Yeah.
I'm still going to continue to get my books, but now, it's my LCSs. He has already, but Lunar and Penguin and many other distributors now. So it's not just all one company now. It's coming through multiple.
Right. So Jim, in 5 seconds, we're going to highlight you and we're going to put you on center stage, my friend. All right. So let's go.
Highlight this guy, man.
All right, one more time so we can all watch it, because we all love watching this.
Highlight this guy, man.
There you go. So we're gonna do some navigating here. It never does, dude. Unlike, that's like kind of like me and you. We've been around forever, so we're not getting old. So, Second Alarm Comics. How does this affect your pull list? How does this affect your weekly draws? I mean, let's talk about this, Jim. This is serious stuff.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit. So obviously Diamond basically operated as a monopoly for, well over 20 years, closer to 25 years, really.
Okay.
And, I think everybody here in the chat that's watching it live or on replay, they've walked into their LCS at some point or another and said, oh, no, sorry, your book didn't come, or it's damaged, or it's delayed. We've all been there.
Yeah, right.
So I think that's what you really need to start thinking about first, because that happened way too often. Damages were atrocious. And a big part of that was they were a monopoly, and monopolies really aren't pushed to be better.
Right.
The retailers wanted better, better, quicker shipping, more fair priced shipping. We wanted better packaging. The other distributors that have come have shown how you can do it. And they've been very effective. They've done very well, and we could talk about them a little bit. So you really think about that, and you say, okay, so how did we get here? 2020 DC Comics says we're leaving Diamond. Diamond had halted all shipments of comics because of the pandemic, and DC said, no, not good for us. You're breaking your arrangement with us, so we're gone.
Yep.
And they left, and all the retailers went, what are you doing?
Yeah, they were.
I was brand new at the time.
They were the first domino to do it, really.
And so it was interesting because a lot of the people that have been in the industry a long time, while they complained about Diamond, there was this very symbiotic relationship where, almost codependency, where they didn't want to separate from Diamond. I was thrilled because I had heard nothing but bad about Diamond pretty much my whole time comic collecting. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but I actually sold comics as a teenager through a distributor, Capital City Distribution. As a teenager, I actually bought comics. We called it neighborhood comics. It was for the neighborhood. I'd sell them to my friends. I'd sell them in school.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You were the guy in the back alley with like the trench coat. Like, what do you need?
Yeah, pretty much.
Fun fact of the day here. Look at that. You didn't know.
Yeah.
Like the inception of Second Alarm was all the way back then.
That's where all my collection comes from. But so everybody had their contraband, and I had comic books, so that was
awesome.
me. Yeah. So, but I watched. So as somebody who had actually purchased from a distributor for years, I watched when Marvel went to Heroes World and they pulled all their comics from it.
Yep.
There was a lot of disruption. Diamond normalized that. Diamond made things easy. It was the easy button for retailers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of things come off of that. Point of sale systems. Pull box. I don't know if you guys use pull box. You mentioned Free Comic Book Day. All that comes through Diamond.
Yep.
100%. So the pandemic comes, DC leaves, and they show that they can do it better. They can ship on time. In most cases, nearly a week early. You get your product. Usually you get your product by Thursday or Friday for the next week's books from Lunar.
Yep.
And once we learned that, and once other publishers went with them, like Image and Mad Cave and Dark Horse went to Penguin, Marvel leaves, and you say, okay, is this going to be the end of Diamond? Because Marvel's gone to Penguin, and they're still sub-distributing through Diamond, but it's kind of like wholesaling. It's not really.
Yeah, it's not like
they weren't acting as a distributor.
Yeah.
And then you've got DC and Image are with Lunar, so there's a big three right there.
Yeah.
So Diamond, they were really kind of grasping since then, and they'd highlight Boom, and then Boom gets bought, and they're going to Penguin.
Wow.
So I mean, when you really look at who Diamond had left. You're looking at Dynamite, Titan, Distillery, in terms of exclusivity through them, Not many.
No.
These other distributors are doing a great job. You know, occasional damages,
I mean, which
occasional shortage.
it happens. It's in
Exactly.
any industry across the board. Nothing's 100%, but it's. I'm going to backtrack a tiny bit, but when it happens with Diamond, I've been going to my LCSs for years, and I don't want to say it was a weekly occurrence, but pretty damn close to it, to where it was, oh, hey, we didn't get this book in, or this box came in all messed up, and it happened quite a bit.
Right. And shipping hasn't gotten better. People
No.
aren't, you know, the shipping industry, and I'm not slamming them, but you know, they're moving a lot of packages. That hasn't gotten more careful. But the other distributors just package better. They double box. They use the right amount of packaging material. So
Yeah, Diamond
it's
for the most
different.
part would just throw 2 stacks in the box, and that was about it.
Yeah, do you like? I remember when I went to see our friends up in Alaska, Aegis Comics of Alaska. I remember going there, and Kevin, one of the employees, because of their location and because of what would happen when they got dinged up or damaged books, Kevin would have to try to press those books out. So, you know, you've got to, versus sending them back and getting them back, because from the United States is fine, but from the United States all the way up to Alaska is another story. So Kevin was like trying to press and fix these books and try to get it right. So you're taking an employee's time to do another employee's job from another company. So it's like they're losing money because their employees should be doing something in the store, but they're fixing out somebody else's mess, you know?
Right.
So that's something that I used to hear a lot about. Jim, what about shipping costs? Like our friends at Heroes and Hitters, Wayne, said that they were paying, you know, over $100 to ship, where then Lunar and Penguin was charging $20, $30, like significantly less. I mean, is that correct? Am I in the right wheelhouse by saying that?
100%. And I mentioned how different publishers left Diamond exclusively, where you could still order through Diamond, but they were available through other distributors. As soon as possible, I switched every single distributor to those other, every single publisher to those other distributors, because it's cheaper
Really?
on shipping. You know, we bag and board every new comic. You guys know that about us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And that's no small cost, but
too. Yeah,
right. But by having a better shipping rate, you know, we can afford to do that and pass that on. Yeah. Diamond is rough, and Diamond shipping has actually gotten better.
Well, you have to, because you get all this competition now.
Right. But you know what? In a lot of ways, it was almost a double slap in the face when the shipping got better. Because
they could have been doing it the whole time, right?
Bingo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly right. And it was like,
you
know, they never had a reason to. Now that they have competition, they had a reason to. So I'm not trying to slam Diamond. I think it's bad for the industry if we lose Diamond entirely.
Yes.
I agree.
Because of what they
agree.
did. Yeah.
Yeah. I just think, go ahead, Chen, I'll let you go.
I'll just say, I think, I know that it's been around for years, and it is a staple. You know, you think comic books, for people in the know, hey, it's Diamond, it's coming from Diamond. I think if they shift their focus, they got a great toy line. They do great with the toys for the most part. You know, they continue with the free. They stick with stuff other than for the most part. Still, I'm sure there's still going to be some things, but if they get, they have to now at this point. Everybody's jumping ship, going somewhere else because it's out of necessity. But if they just, you know, take this loss and kind of move forward, you know, stick with the toys, stick with the free comic book days, like stick with your other avenues, you can make a very viable business again, I think.
Right. I you know, from what I've heard, the name I've always heard, and I've been following this name for years, is Joseph Geppe, you know, and how you can chart his progress when he opened up his museum in like Maryland, when he tried to make this comic book museum, and how it affected, you know, freelance artists weren't getting paid through him because they were too busy opening up this comic book museum that eventually closed. And all these things, and you hear stories like Jim Lee, when he was manning DC pre-COVID, that was some of the best things he did. But then COVID came around, and they just, put a stranglehold on everybody. And what do they say? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, and that's unfortunate, So, Jim, at this time, well, put it this way, I saw a Facebook post from an LCS saying, new comic books are here as of today, like being Friday. Like, is that a fallout of this, like for shipping and everything like that? Like, could that be possible?
You're probably seeing that in LCSs that are continuing to get as much as possible through Diamond.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm in retailer forums where there's a lot of pro Diamond out there, and
yes, and I gotta ask, are those the good old boys? Like,
pretty much.
That's yeah, right. Okay, exactly. Like, they're not the new kids on the block; they're the good old boys. Like,
Right.
that's what I've kind of heard through the tea leaves.
Look, I'll never tell another retailer how they should run their business. I know how I like to run mine, and
you run a great business, and you run a great business. So
but everybody makes mistakes. But I think their inability to want to adapt and learn is to their own detriment.
Yeah. No, I agree. And when Uncle Frank comes on, he'll talk about his LCS and the things that he has heard, and how, a lot of the good old boys went all in and tried to keep it afloat, but they weren't flexing and growing with the times. And that's unfortunate. And getting back to the shipping costs, I equate this to things like a fee on a credit card that you've been paying for 5 or 6 years that you're getting fleeced on over the periods of time. And when Wayne told me that he was paying this much for shipping for 2 or 3 years, and now he's paying this, you equate that, you take, $100 times 12, you got, $1,200, you multiply that by 3, you're looking at $3 to $3,500, $4,000. And for small business owners, that is a huge chunk of change, and that's atrocious, so I am, yeah, and I'm sorry for that. And I'm getting a little bit wound up right now when I talk about this, because I'm definitely the defender of this, but that's sickening. It's sickening and it's atrocious. So I don't know. I'm gonna calm down a little bit.
Well, we're all small business, and we like to support other small businesses, and that's great. But yeah, they pretty much had us over a barrel over how you could get comics, and we wanted to get the comics for the customers. That was essential, and the shipping was just ridiculous. Yeah. And then for them to do it now for 25-30% of what they used to charge.
Yeah, we're gonna do you a favor, okay? Like, here's what we're gonna do to correct this, But this has been Uncle Frank has been in my ear about this since November. Or, you know what I mean? No, maybe even somewhere like October, November, December. Like, the tea leaves were there. It was just a matter of time. And to be honest with you, when my phone blew up and I got tagged on Instagram like by 15 people, I said, "Dear God, somebody's out of business, or unfortunately, I have to go with my God, somebody's dead." But that wasn't the case. But you get all these posts, and it doesn't seem like it was a surprise, which is terrible.
It's a shame. I mean, I said it earlier. I've been getting weekly books for years and years now.
Yeah.
And as soon as this was announced, I was like, my only reaction was, okay, it finally happened. Like, all right,
yeah,
well, saw it coming a mile away.
And what happens next impacts everybody. The
okay,
collectors,
that's
the retailers. Yeah.
Yeah. So in real time, like, what titles? Okay, so let's say Otto comes in and he's like, "Hey, I'm all in on this title. Do you have?" I show up 1 week, and you say to me, I don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, that's in real time, right, Jim? Like, that happens.
It is real time. I'll tell you, in our store, like I said, we adopted the other distributors fully. So
right.
if you're purchasing Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, Mad Cave, Oni, it runs the gamut. It's coming through the other publishers.
Good.
It's a very small number.
Yep.
It's a very small number. Our diamond shipment has dwindled quite a bit. So we're still Boom. You have to get Boom through Diamond.
Okay.
And they have some great titles out there. House of Slaughter's wrapping up soon, and so there's a lot of good Boom product out there. Distillery. They're
Distillery.
still exclusive with them, and they make striking product. Their books are wonderful, but they're oversized, so they're not popular with readers.
That's
Right.
comic people. I mean, we've talked about it many times. The
Yeah.
Last Ronin.
Like-
I'm a big TMNT fan. Everybody was
Right.
like, "Why does it look like this?" I was like, "Hey, man." So in the
Yeah.
was it DC Black Label? People hated it because of the size.
Right.
And
Right. And you see what they're doing now. DC Black Label. I don't know if you saw that most recent Gotham. They got Little Joker, new first appearance. It's regular size.
yeah,
I don't know if you've
because
seen that.
the biggest complaint was, hey,
Right.
because if you've read any of the DC Black Labels, for the most part, they were incredible stories. I
Right.
mean, Batman Dam was great. Swamp Thing, Green Hell, they were great stories, but no one bought them
Azarello,
because-
Batman Damned, great stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, because
But like,
no one bought 'em.
where's how am I bagging and boarding this book from Distillery? Right. Like here we have my modern, and here's my Distillery. You know. So agreed. So now you're changing the course of it. So and this white this book right here has been sitting on my countertop for months because I mean I don't have a box to put it in or a bag to board it. So
Magazine,
I'm in that
man, come on,
situation.
adapt.
I will, but then that's oversized, so that's it. But that's just, I guess it's just a selling point to say, look,
It is.
great, probably a great book. Don't need to buy it because where am I going to keep it? How am I going to store it? That kind of thing. I think that plays into account, with lots of things, like, look, I mean, look at the G.I. Joe flagship, great toy, great in theory, but it was the size of your dining room table. So
That's how I feel with the Ghost right now. I got the HasLab Ghost, and I don't know what the hell to do with this thing.
It's great, right? Looks great when you were buying it. Looks great in a box, but where's it going to go? The same thing with these books. So, I think that's pretty wild. My God.
So, Jim, I know you said
Titan.
Go
Is
ahead.
exclusive with Diamond. Dynamite. So there's some good titles out there. That
didn't Dynamite just announce they were going? Was it Lunar,
everything
maybe?
right now is still it's in flux. They're all scrambling to jump off the ship.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's not really what we want either.
Yeah.
So like money owed, like money owed, like invoices and things like that, like is from what I heard, there was big banks were coming in to help out Diamond, but they owed so much money, like, and we're talking millions, and they closed the plant, and by closing the spot, I think it was in New York, reducing their cost by 30%. You can't operate a business if you're saying we're going to take a 30% hit and still keep our operations the same. I don't know how you're doing that. I don't know where you're getting the money from. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
I'm glad you mentioned the New York. I'm glad you mentioned the New York warehouse. So Diamond had multiple warehouses. Plattsburgh, New York was the closest here. So we would get all our new product from Plattsburgh, New York, and that's the one that closed. Now the interesting thing is Diamond, at least they say, they had planned to close that anyway.
Yeah,
but the landlord booted them out, and now that we know that they filed bankruptcy, the landlord booted them out because they weren't paying, and so that's really rough for them. It's what caused all these delays that really started in November. So in the lead up to the holidays, all these books started getting delayed. And if you were a retailer only ordering from Diamond, you had no product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
during the holiday
my
season,
LCS now does. He orders from everybody. He's been ordering from Luna and Penguin for a long time, but he still gets a good chunk from Diamond because I don't know exactly how it works discount wise and ordering and stuff, and he gets a lot of the toys and everything like that. But like he for the while he was still getting IDWs through Diamond because of the discount or something like that. And I'm a big Turtles guy. And I don't care. I
don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I'm gonna get them when I get, but like literally since November, holidays, I've been waiting a week after everybody else to get my Turtles books, which that's on Diamond.
Yeah. So we're definitely in flux right now. It's definitely a hard time, and I wanted to get Jim on to to have somebody so we all know as collectors, from the real retailer standpoint. But Jim, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. how is the Absolute series selling for you? Can we talk about that? Because I'm all in on it. You know, and this is me, like, this is self-abashing myself, and I just want to hear what people are saying from you. Of the 3 titles, which one is selling the best? Can I ask you that?
Well, Batman is still selling number 1 of
Number
the
1.
3.
Okay. Okay.
But I got to tell you, I think from the reader standpoint,
Yes.
Absolute
How did you
Wonder
know that
Woman
was my next question?
Yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman is a little bit more popular.
And I'm going to have to agree with you on this. And Superman, for me, has taken 3rd place to this because, again, some people are avid readers. Like Manimal can read a comic book, read every word, and get everything out of it. For me, with my dyslexic brain, I have to read it 3 or 4 times to pick up every little story and every little nuance. So for me, it's a difficult read. Wonder Woman, I can get through. Batman will take me once or twice, but I really love the storylines on that. And I do want to ask you, Tim, because I can't wait to read this, because I got this on the recommendation of the Comic-Con podcast. How did this book sell? The Aquaman book. I've heard great things about it.
It's good. I
Okay.
don't think it sold great. It really
Okay.
didn't. But it's good, and I think there's some word of mouth going on that's picking
Potential,
it up.
right? Okay. All right. All right. Well,
You want a good Aquaman read? Go back to New 52. That was a phenomenal Aquaman.
That was a New 50 read. Okay. But again, it's because this is my show and it's all about me. How is G.I. number 2? This was good too. G.I. Joe's been great. You know, so are people digging this? Are they asking about it and getting it?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the whole Energon universe is just it sells and sells. People love it. People love things that are interconnected.
Yes.
Ghost Machine is another whole kind of series of books that haven't had a whole lot of connective yet, but it's coming together, and they're doing a great job with that too.
Nice.
Awesome.
Energon universe has been huge seller.
I like to hear. I'm great. I'm not a G.I. Joe guy, but I like when, hey, awesome, it's getting its due. People are into it. It's great, and it brings new people into the hobby, which I love. This is great.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what I'm very excited for, and I guess maybe I'm jumping the ship when we talk about other things, but from what I understand, Herculoids is getting its own series coming up in like June and July, and Silverhawks as well. So I think the Space Ghost has been fantastic. That's right up my alley. Great art, limited read, just action packed. I've been loving that. The Johnny Quest was fun to read. I can't wait. That's been delayed. So, and the Thundercats has been fun too. So all these titles that they're coming out with, I'm really excited for. But the Herculoids, I can't wait for that. That's going to be really good. So, any buzz about that in the store, Jim? People asking about it, or?
I haven't had too many questions on that one, but I think that'll ramp up a little bit as we get closer.
Yeah.
And
right.
And Power Rangers just brought out a new Ranger Prime, a new character. I mean, look, every title that has that nostalgia factor, and it is tied into other things, people are really into. That's what's really popular right now.
Yeah, I agree. Johnny Quest, the Yeti episode should be adapted. Yes, I'm telling you, this is fun stuff. And, you pick and choose and you like what you like. And, that's what we have as consumers. And if it doesn't, if it's not in your wheelhouse, then you don't get it. But I'm telling you, it's been fun to read. And I always thought that, the comic books is one of the funnest mediums to read it in. So
Space Ghost, I love the Bjorn Behrens covers for Space Ghost.
Oh, geez, unbelievable.
Those covers
the artwork,
are beautiful.
It's just amazing. So, Jim from Second Alarm Comics, always great to have you on. So knowledgeable. Let's talk about some of the books you got back there. Is that a 120 ASM 129 on the wall?
Yeah. What do we got today? Yeah, we've got some good wall books up there. We always try to do a mix of higher price books and lower price books. And
I love when a store does that. It's you change it up. It's not always like high value books. Just fun, cool books on the wall.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the 252 we got. Excuse me, 252 for 75. We got GSX 1 sitting right next to it. So and that's a low grade, but low grade's better than no grade, right?
Yes. Hey, listen, I'll tell you, when we talk about the 3MIP comic book swap, which is happening again in May, and you will be set up for, I think, almost the 4th time, and you are a sponsor of the show, so thank you. You always said that, you know, the $75 to $100 books sell more often than the $5 to $1,000 books, and that has resonated with me for a long, long time, because, you know, it is I don't know how to say this. It's about demands and what you're looking for, and as we say, jumping on points. You know what I mean? So there's your GSX1. If you've never had one before, you got one, you can have one, and then you move forward. You trade up and you trade up and you swap like we do with the 3MIB swap. So
you mean
and most people have their eye on a grail. Most people have their eye on a big book, and they work towards it, and they get it, and that's cool. But you can buy a $40 to $75 comic, you know, hey, I want to get that today, you know? So
I would say it's going to move much quicker than a, you know, a $4,000 book that's on the wall. Yeah.
That's right.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Awesome.
You know, you might see stuff, you know, you'll see stuff from $1 all the way up to those big price books at this show right here. I'm just throwing that.
Look at that. Oh my God. May 17th. We can't wait. Do we have some fun stuff planned for you this year? All right. So we always try to push the envelope a little bit more.
Uncle Frank, look at Uncle Frank said it. So you know.
Yeah, Frank's a great supporter of the shop.
There you go.
We love having Frank in. I want to hear. I'll be driving when I hear. I do want to hear what Frank has to say about Diamond. I want to hear his rant.
Oh, let me tell you, this has been heavy, like heavy.
He's ready to unload.
Oh, he is. Let me tell you, he has been talking to me about this, and he sat in the grotto on the other side of the grotto last Sunday and said, "You know, I got a lot to say about this. I got a lot to say about it." So we're gonna have to see. We'll get him on eventually. He's hobnobbing with the high brass in the military right now with his fancy bow tie and eating prime rib, but he'll jump on with us pretty soon. So, Jim, it's been great having you on, my friend. I'm always smiling when I get to talk to you. So, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day.
Always a pleasure, man.
I hope you have a lot of success on the upcoming Massachusetts crawl, and we'll see you guys soon at Angry here in no time, right?
All right, absolutely. Jim, before you go, store details, address, where you can find you. Just please let everybody know.
Yeah, we're thanks very much. We're Second Alarm Comics. We're in North Branford, Connecticut. We're pretty much equally off of I-91 or I-95, just a few miles off the exit. We're at 205 Foxen Road in North Branford. We're open Wednesday through Sunday. So come on in. We've got all the books. Like I said, we trimmed our Diamond orders way down, so you don't have to worry about those delays. We've got the stuff you're looking for. So come on in. We'd love to see you.
And I'm going to say this. I've been to the shop many times. Oh, absolutely wonderful shop. While you're there, absolutely look at the wall, but dig in those bins, because you put you have your dollar books, you have your weekly pulls there, but the next thing you know, you got a 1:100 ratio sitting in the box, and it's so.
I got a 1:1,000 the last time I was there. 1:1,000.
It's amazing.
I had Claremont sign.
You're one of the few and only stores I go to that are like that, and it's so much fun every time I walk in. I love it.
Yeah.
There's always something new to dig through too.
Yeah, I love
it. That's it. Jim, I gotta call you because I gotta get a hold of Magic Mike. I'm interested in maybe that Mego Star Trek set. So I think now's the time to get it. All right. So that's for another time. All right. So let
we didn't talk Skeleton Crew yet. All right. Well, spoil it.
Okay. Yes. Well, all right. We won't spoil it, but
I know that everybody here. I can't believe I haven't watched it.
I know.
I've had stuff go. I've had stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna pull your Star Wars card. But Jim, awesome. Glad you could join us, and thank you very much, my friend, for giving us your insight on how Diamond is affecting the retailers and your history with them. So thank you very much, my friends.
Great chatting with you. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Thank you, man. See
you. All right. Love it. So, there we go. Well, all right. There we go. There you go. In working time, in reality, here's, you get the story of what it's like from a retailer who opened up a store in the middle of COVID and is still here today. So shout out to Second Alarm Comics. And let me tell you, it's a great store. I love it. And you know what? I always love going in because you never know what YouTube or podcast comic channel Jim is going to be representing. So he's always got some kind of apparel on.
I mean, great shirt. I have the same shirt. Just, you can't tell. It's the beard.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. All right. So what is the option of getting the story? Oh, I don't even know how I said that. That's funny, Benny Beans. All right. So we're gonna do a little CGC unboxing in a minute. I have to go get the CGC before I can unbox it.
Where is it? How do you not have it ready?
I was very busy before the show. I had technical difficulties. Look, I'm wearing these Beats. I've never worn these Beats before. I'm waiting for these things to die, and then you're gonna make fun of me, and then I won't be able to get back on the show. So,
You
all
know
right.
what this is really reminding me of, and it's fantastic because it's kind of all that's popping into my head right now. But right here, start working at McDonald's, man. Working that
That's it.
drive.
I can't work anymore. My God. And do you know that I was on some kind of page, and somebody was complaining about Unknown Comics and their service, and all I could think
I
about
saw was Roger. Yep, I saw the same
was
thing.
this.
Yep.
I mean, we're dating ourselves when we show that picture. So, all right, Chid, you want to talk about Clam City while I go get the books?
I am. While he's going pee. Don't let him fool you, people. He's
Come
using his
on,
first
dude.
bathroom
What do you
break.
pull my spot up for? Okay, all right, hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm going to talk about a few upcoming things here. Oh yeah, it's just me now. Yeah, let's get my mug off of there, huh? This weekend. No, sorry, not this weekend. I apologize. Next weekend, February 1st, up in Ipswich, Mass. Boom, Clam City Comic Con. Our boy Buzz puts on an awesome show. True North Ale. It's a brewery from 12 to 5. Come hang out. It's cold out. Come in, have a drink, warm up. I will be up there representing 3MIB. He's kind enough to give me a table over there. Some of the stuff from my previous video in that collection you might see on my table for sale, which will be cool. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with everybody, having a good time. I know my boy Benny Beans said earlier in the chat he will also be there. I believe you'll see Murph and Anvil coming up, and maybe some other friends. But we have a lot of cool stuff coming up, including, Clam City. 2 weeks. It's going to be, actually 1 week. A week from tomorrow. It's been a long day, everybody. I apologize. But the following week, and 2 weeks from now, is this right here. Which, again, not the updated one, but this is going to be February 8th up here in Massachusetts, slightly in New Hampshire. We got one store in New Hampshire. If you would like to be a part of this comic crawl, just message us. All you have to do is message us on IG. We're going to have the chat going this week. It's going to be a great time. I have 3 amazing stores lined up. Come hang out, support some awesome stores, and come hang out with awesome people. We're all doing the same thing. We're all going to be digging through books, buying some toys, having a good time. We're going to have dinner after. We're going to be doing giveaways for the day as well. If you come to each stop at the end of the day, hanging out, we're going to have some pretty awesome giveaways for everybody coming to join us as well. So very excited about that. If you'd like to join, please just message us on IG or Facebook or anywhere else we are. But it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully you can join us. And look who's back now. Oh, he's doing stuff in the background. I won't put him on screen.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You can. I got to get Uncle Frank over here. So
all right, Uncle Frank's joining in a second.
Yeah, let me back out and I'll take care of that.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for coming back. See you later. All right. Well, since I'm going to kill some more time, thank you all for coming in here, by the way, and hanging out and listening to me ramble. I'm going to jump forward a little bit past this couple weekends, besides Clam City and the Comic Crawl on February 8th. End of March, I'll be down in Jersey. King Kong. Greg puts on an amazing show. This is a super fun time. Roger's going. I believe Otto's coming. It's going to be such a fun time. We're going to have a table set up. We're going to have giveaways all day long. This is kind of like the first kind of real big show of the year. Always love it. Hopefully you can join. And then right after that, 2 weeks after, up in Manchester, New Hampshire, Little Giant. Jason puts on an absolutely crazy show. He's got a great guest lined up. We'll be up there Friday night doing our live shows from the hotel, as well as most likely Saturday too. But this is a great show. Hopefully you can make that both, if not at least one, hopefully. And then I'd be remiss not to talk about this show right here. It's a little ways away, but May 17th, Comic Book Swap right there. 3MIB Swap is back May 17th at the Anger here in Newington, Connecticut. This is an all-day event. It's not a, come look at everybody's books for 20 minutes and leave. We have 50 plus vendors. We have food trucks. We have a DJ. We have a bar. We have giveaways all day long. And we have an amazing raffle that we put on. And then this year as well, we did it last year. It was such a huge hit. We're doing it again this year. We have the after party with karaoke. So hopefully you can join us May 17th, Angry Hair, Newington, Connecticut. You're going to hear all of us talk about this a whole lot more in the upcoming months. So, look who's here. Look at this.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Hey, guys.
Out of nowhere.
This is the famous. This is important right here. This is the man himself.
Can everyone hear me okay? Am I good?
You're good, Frank.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
So what was it like hobnobbing with the generals and the 4 stars and all the higher uppers in the military?
I mean, it's part of the job, every now you go, we do what we got to do. You know what I mean? I mean, I go there, I show up, I do what I have to do. I shake the retirees' hands. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is, right?
Listen,
Frank, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you Frank sent us this photo of him in this very snazzy suit, and when I got online, Otto showed me this, and I was like, "You made Frank dress up just so you can make a thumbnail?" I thought that was the whole reason to dress up.
Well, I'm going to tell you though. I have you guys, you got to understand something. We're close. We talk all the time. Our friend, these conversations are great. I asked Frank for a little monologue. He gave me I got 10 paragraphs, and he goes, "I want producer credits for this." Frank, you want producer credits? This is it. You got your own thumbnail now, buddy. I can't wait. So thank you very much. Well, in all seriousness, though, thank you very much for joining us and helping us out with this, because this has been something that has been kind of picking at you, because you have been talking about this since October and November. I don't know if we want to take a break and do the unboxing, or we want to just keep rolling with the diamond situation.
Look, you know what,
Frank?
Guys, I'm your guest, boys. Yeah, I know we're friends, but I'm still a guest.
Yeah, Frank's here. Yeah. Frank, we've been talking quite a bit about this with Jim. So please, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna do the thing that we need to do for all of our guests here, and we're gonna hear your opinion on this.
Highlight that guy, man.
Oh, I almost had it. There we go.
Okay, all right. I have my second screen with my notes that I sent you, Otto. Okay.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna ad-lib the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of the old school. Go ahead.
I just want to give everybody the background for those of you guys that aren't in our wheelhouse up here in the Northeast. Frank has been an avid customer of our LCS here in Newington, Connecticut. You guys know what that is. It is one of the oldest shops here in Connecticut. He's one of the oldest vendors. Frank is there very frequently to make sure that things go smoothly, and it's his part-time job. And I know his hours because I always end up walking by. But more importantly, though, it's almost a way of ensuring quality control with this. And Uncle Frank has been talking to me about this since October and November, and then to see it actually happen in real time has just been incredible, because there's a lot of titles that Uncle Frank collects that I don't collect. There's a lot of things that the good old boys stuck with, which kind of bites people in the ass. So Frank, let's go ahead. You got it, man. Hit the floor.
Okay. Okay. LCS owner. He's an older gentleman, and he's old school. He's a pen and paper order guy. I understand it. So yeah. I empathize with when you had to choose 3 distributors. So he made a conscious decision months and months ago to say, I have to give Diamond all my image, for example. You see what I'm saying?
He went all in. He went all in, right?
He went all in. However, DC Lunar, Marvel Penguin, but everything else through Diamond. Okay? Because that's simplified, and I am very sympathetic for that. Okay. All right.
I get the appeal of having everything under one house, one order. You're not doing 12 orders a week. I understand that.
And it was confusing. No, I can understand. It could be very confusing to you got order cover A and make so on and so forth. All right. So again, when my first main point is any corporation, they know months and months and maybe over a year ahead of time, knowing that they're forecasting where are we going to have to cut down. Okay. So my first point to you guys, where I find it hard to believe that August and September rolled around and then Diamond said, oh man, we're going to have to shut down New York. Okay. I find that hard to believe. They would have forecasted that if they would have did proper planning. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I went to school in Hartford, just like Everett. We went to the same place. Okay. All right. So
Frank was in those classes a little bit above me, though.
It's just mind-boggling, the lack of backwards planning and forecasting. Okay. And who ended up suffering? All right. The dealers who have been loyal to Diamond, they ended up suffering. All right. I'm not going anywhere. Everett's not going anywhere. Chin, you're not going anywhere from your LCS. But these younger readers, what's everyone complains about today's young people?
No attention. No attention.
No loyalty. Just go, go, go. We want quick satisfaction. Okay.
Right.
I'll wait 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Because I know it'll get there. But I'm afraid about what it was doing to the business. And I got to tell you, I've started seeing it. I've seen it. I've seen it. But I'm not putting this on the business. I'm putting this squarely on Diamond's lack of proper forecasting. All right. If a hospital knows they're going to lay off people, they don't just make up their mind in July and start laying off people, start laying off people in August. Okay. They know that well in advance. Yeah. Okay. They look at the numbers and data. And again, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but in the military, you plan months and months and even well over a year in advance.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
Go ahead. That's point number one.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you for the most part.
Do you think it was arrogance? Was it arrogance? Was it, the good old boys will get us through this? Or is it, nobody else has our clout, so we're still going to do it? I mean, you can't answer that, but you can give us your opinion. Was it a little bit of everything?
Well, from everything I've seen, and I've watched a ton of videos, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said already.
Correct. Okay? Agree to that. You guys. I watch Swaggle House. I watch tons of other videos.
Yeah.
So, my information is,
They didn't care because and I know Jim talked about the monopoly. They didn't care. They don't care about customer service. And Diamond Comics' number one customer service are the LCSs. Okay. They didn't care. They would just brush them to the side. Okay, well, we'll give them credit here. We'll give them credit that. But it doesn't. They've never wanted to innovate. I know I'm struggling for using the right words here, but
I like that.
Not wanting to innovate and just taking things for granted that we're always going to be here.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of mentioned this a little bit before. It's like you have the monopoly. Power. It's it's not like it's not a full perfect analogy, but power kind of corrupts. It's like, hey, guess what? You want to go somewhere else? Too bad you can't.
Right, exactly.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I get that arrogance.
And for Jim was way ahead of the curve. All right, and I know I said this I told this to you Everett months ago. All right,
months.
And I even commented on Thinking Critical. I commented on it. If you're a dealer and you can get 90 to 95% from Lunar and Marvel, Penguin in this case, why would he use Diamond to get the Don't get me wrong, I love indie books. All right. Okay. But are you really willing to sacrifice your business just to the fact that you can order 3 copies of Publisher X? You see what I'm you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah. And it's not even all
on the 2.
That makes sense.
I mean, it just the numbers don't make sense to me. Okay, so it's a sad day. You and I know people who may be promoters to big shows in the Northeast that have to travel because their LCSs did not get any books.
Correct.
So they'd have to travel. Why would someone have to travel 40 miles when their LCS is probably 10 minutes away from their house?
Yeah, no. Read the tea leaves. You know what I mean? Yeah, agreed.
Okay, and another. I have a point about a lack of this. This is one of the points I put down there as well, Everett. Okay, Penguin first shipments. They were garbage. They don't know how to do it right. And I saw videos. I saw dealers complaining. But then again, I saw follow-up videos that customer service, they contacted this dealer and said, how can you help us improve? And again, please, I forget the name of the dealer, but I know I saw the video. It's out there in the interwebs. All right. So, and what happened what do we get now? We get boxes inside of boxes. We have cardboard separating it. And I rarely see a damage from Lunar or Penguin Random House.
And we hit on this with Jim a little bit, and it's one of those things that if you take the time, you package it well, you do it right, are accidents going to happen? Absolutely. But I talked about it before. For years and years, through many different stores, it was pretty damn close to a weekly occurrence where it's, hey, this book came in damaged, or we didn't get this book, or this happened, or this whole box got messed up. For that to happen so frequently, you're fucking up. You know, it's on you. That's on you as a company.
And going back to the first point, okay. Remember we talked about forecasting that you may have to close, you may have to close a distribution center, which is vital to the Northeast. I understand that. All right. But why not do the proper planning and go months before that when you're forecasting and start shifting your product over again? I don't know if that was possible. Did they think about that? I don't know, guys. Guys. I'm just someone from the outside looking in.
But you were watching it in real time, Frank. I'm telling you, like you guys watching this on the rewind and stuff like this. I was getting calls from Frank week by week about this. Like, hey, look at this. And then after a month, we've had 4 conversations about this. And listen, Steve Jobs always said you can never connect the dots going back forward. You can only connect it going backwards. And going backwards, these were the conversations. So when Uncle Frank, a advocate at a local LCS who's there all the time and sees the inner workings, can forecast this, and you are trained in many other things, but you're not working the numbers, you're not in analytics, you're not in right. So you can see this coming. So this should be no surprise to anybody, and shame on them for actually letting it happen. So
yeah, exactly.
Those are my thoughts.
But I mean, it's just a shame. I don't want any company to fail. That's horrible. Because people are going to lose their jobs. All right. People lost their jobs in New York. And I have a feeling those people down south and those distributors that they have there, they're going to lose their jobs as well. And that's sad.
It's I said this at the beginning. It's a very unfortunate circumstance, not just as like a comic book community, but like this is actual people's lives here. And it's unfortunate. It's a business. It's a fairly big business that, it's not doing hot, and that's going to affect a lot of people, and you're not even collectors, just their day to day. And that part of it is horrible. Absolutely.
And if you're the average comic dealer, the average comic person, you may have your pull box there. All right. You may have 10 titles there. Okay. But you like going to the rack. Okay. Oh, yeah. You don't see the book. You're either going to go to the shop that's close by, another one, and see if they have it, or you're going to order out on eBay. And then when those books who arrive 2 weeks in some cases, as you know that, guys, they're just sitting there collecting dust.
Right.
Because with comics, you have to sell them immediately. Okay.
Yes.
Those 1 in 25, you got about 2 weeks to sell those things, or they're gonna drop. All right. All right. That's
true. That, as Timo would always say, that was it. You got 2 to 3 weeks, I
mean, this is going to drop. So you're losing the opportunity. Okay. All right. And then customers, they are going to get disenfranchised at some point, and they're going to go somewhere else. And that's where we see the problems with some of the LCSs. Am I rambling, guys? Please let me know.
No, you're hitting great points.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And that's what we needed to hear, because that was something that we thought was really important to everybody, And I mean, a lot of this information, you guys can go on CBR and see what they had to say. There was quite a write-up there about the titles and everything like that. So, I mean, all of this stuff, all of this information is out there. We're just giving it to you from our little world, our little bubble of what we see happening, and maybe
our
it's
basement,
happening
if you will.
Yes, in the basement, that's what's happening, So, but again, the toys are now taking effect. Diamond Select statues. I enjoy Diamond Select statues. I enjoy them, over the prime. Like, again, sure, would I like a sideshow piece littered in the grotto on every square inch? Sure. but I'd only have 5 of them. But the Diamond Selects I thoroughly enjoy. I've got probably 20 of them scattered throughout here because I think they're made well, they're done well, and is that going to be bought out, Frank? Do you think they're going to sell out their toy line to get liquid back?
You have to pay creditors, right? As much as you could.
That's right. Right?
In the end, I think Jeffy's going to take a bath anyway, but got to try it, pay off creditors as much as possible. I hope they could fix this. Like I haven't seen any one person that says I hope Diamond fails and they're out of business.
Yeah. Good point.
I haven't heard that one bit. So I mean, I hope they could turn it around. But
I was talking about this earlier. Hopefully, maybe again, they're synonymous with comics, but if you're not doing so hot with that area, kind of cut it out and focus on what you are doing well. You do the statues well, you do the toys well, you do other things well. Maybe focus on that and make a solid company.
Okay, well, the shops that we go to, they're pretty much comic shops, right?
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Right? They're old school. The old school. But some of the newer shops, they have to innovate because they have to go where their money is, right? So what do they do? They diversify their products, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My LCS, he stuck with Diamond for a lot of things because of the discount he would get, as well as he orders, a lot of those new toys, a lot of the NECA toys that come out, a lot of the Diamond Selects, a lot of the Super 7s, like a lot of that stuff, you would get a discount through Diamond. And, that's going to go away now.
Yeah. So,
it
is.
Yeah, no,
it really
so
is.
Just to give you an idea, like Image Comic revealed that orders after January 13th would only be available directly through Lunar, with the first affected round of comics set to arrive in the beginning of February. For now, it remains unclear how Image's shift to Lunar will change the publisher's distribution efforts outside the United States, with Diamond UK in particular distributing Image Comics across British stores. So, like, the reality of it is, like, the secondary market, people are going to get taxed, you know what I mean, considerably now on the secondary market. Like the resellers is what I'm looking at. The resellers stand to really gouge the collectors who could have bought this stuff, and now
there's going to be about 2 months worth of stuff, give or take, of orders from people that were getting stuff for Diamond it's not going to happen now. That if you are a reseller, if you're someone that collects those books, like, hopefully you can get them from your LCS. Eventually they do come in, hopefully. If not, if it's something like you really want, it is very unfortunate, but you will probably have to pay a premium.
You got to pay a tax, right?
Whether if you're getting off like eBay or wherever you're going to get it, and it's going to suck.
And I'm glad you brought that up because, Everett, I think I told you this last weekend, that as soon as I saw the announcement that Image was going to be moving, they're going to stop selling on Diamond's FOC page, Image products.
Yes.
Right?
No, Say that again. Say that again, Frank. You went on. What happened? So, okay. Say that
I
again.
went on. Yeah, I go through Diamond FOC because it's easier for me to navigate. Okay. And as soon as I saw the Image announcement saying that they're going to go strictly to Lunar, right? Then immediately all Image products for FOC just disappeared.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So, but like you said, what's going to happen for the stuff that was ordered in December?
I've talked to my LCS about this because he has a fair amount through Diamond because he does a lot of the toys and stuff, and he gets a lot. Like I mentioned Turtles because I do IDW. You can get that through, like, they are also through Lunar and stuff like that, so it's not gonna be an issue. But it's the stuff that he has already ordered. So it's gonna be those next 2 months or so that it's gonna suck as a collector. Some people might not be getting certain books. Some stores aren't gonna. It's just some books aren't. It's just not gonna happen if your LCS is going through Diamond, and it sucks. It's unfortunate. And that's going to be where you're going to see a price hike on some of these on the aftermarket, the eBay, the secondary market. And it is what it is. I mean, hopefully it's not going to affect more than about 2 months or so of books. And honestly, I don't think it's not going to affect DC. It's not going to affect Marvel. It's not going to affect a lot of these bigger books, but it's a lot of those indie publishers, those books for the collectors, that it's going to be a little scarce for a little bit, which sucks.
Yeah,
I'll give you an example, and I don't want to keep rambling here. Okay,
Frank, you've been holding this in for 5 months, buddy. You let it. Yeah, this is it. This is your sounding board. You live this in real time, so you have every right.
Oh, by the way, the steak tonight. I mean, the venue last year was a lot better. I'm just saying, it was at the Aegis. All right, so this was a nice room, but the food wasn't as good. All right. Anyway,
was it? Okay.
All right, so I feel bad for the people like who are starting to hit, like, you know, that this artist Mark Spears.
Mm-hmm.
All his books are blowing up. His covers are blowing up. Okay, I'm not sure where King. I think he's published through KingSpot.
I think so. That sounds right. Maybe.
If anybody knows in the chat, let us know. Okay.
Right, but if it's not that, what's going to happen to his momentum? This guy is a veteran. Is just paying his dues from everything that I can observe. He's paying his dues and he's getting the success. Is well deserved. All right, but what's going to happen to his products? You see where I'm going with that?
Yep.
So again, people are going to get hurt by this.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It really does suck.
Yeah.
So,
anything else, Frank, that you saw happening, or like just could see, or any other thoughts?
I like it because I can clearly tell Frank has a lot of thoughts and all of his notes on this. And it looks like he's going through his teleprompter. Like, all right, what did I say?
Yeah, let me see if I hit everything. Okay, we talked about the pad, we talked about that, but no, I think that's it. You know what? And I get passionate about it because I love our local shops. You know that. They're family.
Yes, oh, I know. They are literally family. Like,
okay. Yeah. They're literally family.
Literally family. Like that's you guys think we talk about our family, you know, we got all of us, but when Frank talks about his LCS, it's familia. Like there's bloodlines. So
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So it's like damn, this is a shame. This is a shame.
You know, and it's unfortunate, right? Because it's an unfortunate that, you know, sometimes the people in the LCSs will say, we'll figure it out, or no, it'll fix itself. It's not going to fix itself, and you have to be proactive in order to do this. You know, like, and that's it. And if you don't, then your business is not going to succeed. And LCSs aren't corporate-owned companies, you guys. They are mom and pop shops that live and die by your pull boxes. You order something, they expect you to pay. You know, you order something, they expect that revenue. They are paying out that revenue, or they are paying out that for you to come in and get your product. And when you can't get your product, it's very difficult. And I'm telling you, I've said this 3 or 4 times. I cannot wait to talk to Jim Shooter again about the Secret Wars and how important it was. And to talk to him again, I know we already touched about this, but Camelot 3000, how great it was, but it was ruined. How, you know, I don't know what happened with Godzilla versus King Kong versus the Justice League, but that delay caused, you know, me to get into G.I. Joe, for Justin to tell me about.
I put that not so much on the distributors so much as it is on the companies. That's more on the companies putting up.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. But my point being is delaying something, right? Like delaying something. You expect something to be out at a certain time. It kills it, right? It kills it. And
especially it'd be one thing if, hey, we like take a movie, for example. Hey, this movie's coming out July 25th. Awesome.
Yeah.
Couple months it gets delayed. Okay, it's cool. We haven't gotten it. You know, it might dwindles down, but it comes out. You get it at once.
Yeah,
a comic book, you're getting month to month. If you get issues 1 to 4 and you're waiting on 5 and 6 for another 2 years, it's going to kill it a little bit.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden issue 1 or 2 comes out of something else. You know, so yeah, that's it. That's a
whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole other topic.
No, we can go forever. You know. And about renumbering and everything, and you know, when I go to Terrificon, I got to give CB credit. I asked him 3 questions. All right, I'm not an artist. I don't have a portfolio. I asked him 3 questions every year. He's very, very patient to answer all my questions. So I do appreciate that from him. And it was very.
Frank shows up with his note card, his pen and pencil.
I do have notes. I do.
Well, let me ask you something. I got something to ask you.
You know,
but you know what? You're very direct about it, Frank. I got 3 questions, and that's it. I'm not going to ask you 4.
I'll leave him alone. He's got enough people. Yeah, you got people showing their portfolios. He's trying to. Part of his job is talent acquisition, right? So he's got to do what he's got to do. So I don't want to take his time, but I got 3 questions, and I do appreciate his honesty. All right. Yeah. So it is a business. So when Marvel has to renumber and relaunch, we may not like it because we're old. Okay,
but they're trying to keep up with, and I understand it. I do. Like you said, it's a business. It makes sense. You're trying to keep those readers in. Yeah, I understand it from a business standpoint. Makes sense.
Yeah, listen, we all understand, because if Uncle Frank says this is important,
I love this thumbnail. I love it.
This is important, okay? And this is your important news of
One more thing. Not related to any of this. Okay. Oh. All right. Jeremy Adams. If you guys are not reading his books,
he's incredible. I loved his flash run. He did. I loved it.
He fixed everything and brought Wally West back from whatever the previous writers, we won't name any names.
Okay.
What they did to that character in Heroes in Crisis and everything else. Can I swear here?
Of course, we do our disclaimer.
He unfucked everything that previous writers had done to him, and he fixed it. And it's too bad that that DC the sales were picking up. All right, but those flashes those were great.
I met him at Boston Comic-Con 2 years ago. He signed my flash book for me, which was awesome. An incredibly nice man. I talked to him for probably 15-20 minutes about, I was like, dude, I loved your run on this. It was so good. He's one of the most underrated writers in comics today.
Yes. I'm glad he's having success on Green Lantern. He's off to a very good start on Aquaman. His Flash Gordon book from Mad Cave is a lot of fun. I never read a single Flash Gordon book in my life. Okay. Yes. Read that, Everett, if you haven't. But
okay. I'm gonna. Yep.
So yeah. Support the great creators. All right. I mean, again, he paid his dues, right? He paid his dues. So I'm glad to see he's getting a success. Guys,
look at that.
That's all I got. I hope this was entertaining.
Yes, because you know why? Because Uncle Frank, you say this is important. So when you say this is important, this is important. All right. Like we don't take this lightly. All right. When you have something to say and you take time out of your busy day and what did she say last time? Did you have fun with your
Yeah, you know how she refers to me that you guys are comic book female dogs. All right.
Yes, right, exactly.
I get also. Every time I see your wife, I want to apologize. So just please send that along.
That's right. Yeah, please send it along tonight. With your fancy.
But I got to tell you, I think we should just leave this up for the rest of the show. Us just talking behind it. Yep.
I think so. I think that'll get over well. All right, Tio. Thank you very much for jumping in with us tonight. All right, buddy.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll be in the chat, but you guys don't want to hear me talk anymore, so I'll talk to you guys soon.
Okay, buddy. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that is funny. Listen, we've been talking about this for a while, and Uncle Frank and I have like a 3 to 5 minute limit. All right, this is going to take 3 minutes, or this is going to take 5 minutes, and to see, I guess my point is to see the insight of this and then happen in real time was pretty flabbergasting for me. Again, I am the ultimate fanboy. I don't own an LCS. I go to a lot of LCSs, but to see this happen and watch it and to see it affect all the business owners who I consider my friends really suck.
It does.
You guys, and you guys can make your own. And you guys can make your own opinions on what you think. And are we wrong for talking about this? I don't think so. I think this is information that should get out, and you can figure it out from there. But I don't know. I thought it was insightful, and I appreciate you guys, the guys that came on for this. So
there you go. Down in Australia, I can only imagine outside of the US what it's like.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Scott, that is a great logo. I might get that tattooed on my chest. That's how cool that is. that is sick right there. Oh my God.
Maybe Terrificon will get you a tattoo.
We'll get that one. That's right. Of all the things. And listen, at Terrificon, after being there for 5 days, there's not much that I probably won't do. If you look at the video between me and my buddy Jerry with my eyes half shut.
You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. You know what I think it's time for? A little unboxing.
Yes, it is. This was a very surprised unboxing. So we have an unboxing. We haven't had one in a while on the channel. And I don't know why. I don't know if I'm telling you that I'm not submitting books as much as possible, or I I don't know. I've got.
I can say me submitting books has stayed consistent.
Yes, you just don't.
I just don't.
You just don't. You just don't. I don't know. I just haven't found the books that I've wanted to submit. I've got 4 or 5 Silver Age books at CGC right now that I thought this might have been, but this wasn't. So give a massive shout out, Chin, if we can throw up the Spineworks logo, that would be great. We're going to give a massive shout out to Spineworks New York, to Michael Raphael and Jonathan, Smiling John, and the whole team over there for help facilitating this. This was hand delivered to those guys here in Connecticut, and they went up by you. No, did you? Or you were there for this?
Oh, I handed these off.
You know more about. Oh, you did.
Not only did I hand these off, I actually signed these.
So just that's what I'm going to get a yellow label. These aren't. I didn't pay for Kevin Eastman signatures. I paid for Chinmo signatures.
I don't come cheap.
So, all right, I'm like really excited for this. This was at the show that Chin didn't really like.
You know what? I liked it and I hated it at the same time. We'll put it that way. Go back, watch my Granite State. This is from Granite State Comic Con. Go back, watch my recap.
Granite State. Okay,
Go watch my recap. But before we talk about it, let's say it is Kevin Eastman, but it's not Turtles books.
No.
What are the books?
This is very actually true to form. I bought these were Wolverine exclusives that Kevin Eastman did last year at the 2024 MegaCon show. That I bought some. I bought the Virgin, I believe, and I bought the trade. I bought a bunch of them. Sat on them with the expectation that, hey, you know what? When I meet Kevin, I'm going to have him maybe write something on it, derogatory towards Turtles or whatever, or get a signature. As you guys know, my life with the Turtles has been very tumultuous since I had.
You know what? You're finally coming out of your shell, though, and I love it.
That's right. I kind of am. I really am. You know, and the last live show, I told you who my favorite character was. So now I'm reading Turtles currently by Jason Aaron. Amazing. I've determined that Casey Jones is my favorite character, and now I have, you know, a Kevin Eastman signature. So
I'm just so this must be how parents feel when their kids graduate or do something great. I just feel so damn proud.
Oh my God, it's you know what, I was thinking about this, and like, look, Otto, you just collect Silver Age books and and you know, Bronze Age stuff. No, you guys, let me tell you, I feel that I've grown and evolved. This goes. If you see the G.I. Joe collection I have right now, or everything like that, so it's really been fun to do. And again, in all seriousness, this is what collecting is all about. Collect what you love. And look, I have just given you 3 great stories that have put smiles on my face and have been thrown out in 3 MIB lore. So this is pretty funny.
All right, you know what? I think we need to see what's in these boxes.
All right, here we go. All right.
Highlight this guy, man.
Did you cut me off?
I did.
Okay.
Of course I did.
So I don't have Zoe. Her and the momager are upstairs. They are watching some crazy
So you have a trade dress and you have a version of the Wolverine books that he did, which I own these books as well. Great covers. What's wrong? You look disappointed.
No, I'm looking at the back of it, which I didn't realize was something, but it's okay. So I just want to see. Okay, yes. All right.
That's the trade.
This is the trade. I don't know if I had a regular signature on this or a remark, but this is the book that I'm talking about, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's pretty rad. You know, I sat on this book. So to think
I'm going to tell you right now, it's a signature, just a sig.
It's just a sig. Okay. So this book went from MegaCon to Connecticut, from Connecticut to Chinmo to Spineworks to New Hampshire to back to Spineworks in New York. So this book's moved a lot.
It's been all up and down the East Coast.
It's been all up and down the East Coast. So does Otto have a...
Pull it out right there. You go. Let it go.
All right. Does Otto have a Eastman 9.8 signature in his collection?
Other side.
Fucking Christ. All right. Ready?
Nope. Move it out of the glare. Move it back to where you had it. Okay. Solid, though. Still solid.
Close. 9.6. Well, I'll tell you what, though. I will take the 9.6 sig, okay?
Yep. That's a solid
signed by
book right
Kevin
there.
Eastman. Look at that. Love the sig right on the bottom.
Yeah, nice and silver. Yep.
Nice and silver right there. Okay. Eastman cover, white pages, 924. Okay, reprints. Wolverine limited series #1. I'll take it all day. Look at, I'm telling you. All right, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Can't wait to show that off. Again, Wolverine Wednesday, Mutant Monday. But
and you know what? I'm hoping. I'm not gonna lie. It's great to get a 9.8, but I'm hoping this next one's a 9.6 because I know how your brain works. So that's what I'm hoping for you, buddy.
Listen, it's not too hard to work. Okay, like it's not like it doesn't work too hard in many areas. I'm a very simple man, but I'll take this though. Oh, awesome!
That's a great book.
Because you know why? You know why this is fun? Because I can say that I didn't go on eBay and buy it. I had the experience of going to MegaCon to get it. I had the experience of handing it off. I have the story of you guys taking care of it. So again, it's not something that I'm going to retire on, but more importantly, it's about the memories that I had getting this book to where it is right now. So love it, love it, love it. And that is a great signature.
He does. He's got a great signature.
Awesome.
He's changed over the years too. He's got just the K Eastman now. It used to be Kevin Eastman. It's changed over the years.
Okay, I'll believe you. I'll believe you on that.
Yeah,
all right.
I like it though. I like the K Eastman. It looks good. Looks nice.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
All right. Let's see this Virgin. Let's see. Let's see.
I just got this in the other day too. I just got this in the Friday. So I was like, we got more stuff to talk about. All right. So
I'm hoping for a linear set for you, man.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is so hard not to look. Okay. All right. So
hold it up. Let's see it.
Oh, no,
this one's
not
it's got
the remark.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the remark.
Oh, it's not a Virgin. I thought it was a Virgin.
No, it's not a Virgin. I don't know. I thought, but this was the one that had the remark. Oh my God. TMNT in the house. Oh my God. I don't care if this is a 7.5.
You told me this was made for you.
This is
wait. Read the quote to everybody so they know what it says.
All right.
Say it.
Yo, TMNT in the house.
No TMNT in here.
Oh, no TMNT in here. Oh, that's what I thought about saying. That's great. No TMNT in here. Oh my God, so funny.
With the awesome remark over on the side. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Your other hand.
Look.
Other hand.
For God's sakes. All right.
Ooh. That's the keeper right there, baby.
That's the Nordic karate chop. Frank the Tank with the remark.
Congrats, man.
Boom. Holy cow, with the mask. Signed, sketched and signed. Oh my God. No TMNTs in here.
And you know what? Dude, now I'm happy because it's not a linear set. You now have the 9.8 on it. So very happy for you, man.
Look at that. Who would have thunk it, man? Dude, this is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Awesome. I'm
came up with
jealous
the quote?
Of that.
Was it you? Did you come up with the quote or did I? I forgot.
Pretty jealous of that. Not gonna lie to you.
Dude, look at that with the Wolverine sketch.
And then we can do a buy it now, right? This for 125 ship.
Oh, hey now, we just went on a ride.
I forgot about that. Oh my God, I think I broke my hand. Oh, dude, this is awesome.
That's a great book,
I have been thoroughly enjoying these little remarks on the books. You know what I mean? Because it just makes it more personalized. And if you know me, the fact that that's on that is great. So, wow, 2 books.
That's awesome.
9.6, 9.8.
I'm jealous, man. That's pretty. That's a great book.
That's yeah. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much, especially watching us all the way down under. But wow, I didn't expect that. I would have thought that the remark would have been you know what I'm saying? Like the remark is of the whatever, but hey, awesome.
It flows very well together with the remark and the quote with the signature.
Yeah. No TMNT.
There's a reason this man's my favorite artist. He knows how to work a page,
No, for sure. Awesome. All right. So that's our CGC unboxing. You got your 9.8 karate chop. You got your 9.6 2 yellow label. Shout out to Spineworks and the entire team and my friends who helped get these books here in Otto's collection. And
It's okay.
wish I was going to MegaCon.
As for payment, I'll just take the 9.6. It's fine.
Okay, yeah. I don't want much. Just take that for me. So, awesome. So great. All right, we're going on 90 minutes. We've talked about some serious stuff. We've talked about some fun stuff. We're going to talk about a few things that I've been enjoying, and we'll leave some of the chat going on. So I finished Skeleton Crew. Really, really liked it. I'm going to watch it again. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very Lost-ish, and I always enjoy a good mystery box. I think the characters were great. I think it didn't oversell anything, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm going to keep that right there. Okay, right there. That's how I'm going to leave it.
I appreciate that. I've had a lot of personal stuff going on lately to where I've been super busy. So this is I'm now in the time frame. I'm hopefully going to be caught up on a lot of shows, including the first one, which, depending on, we're probably out of here in a few more minutes. And guess what's starting right after?
Right. So in the chat, you guys, give me, if you finish Skeleton Crew. I keep wanting to say Skeleton Key. If you finish Skeleton Crew, give us a CGC rating in the comments. I have not finished. I haven't started What If. So very Lost-ish, Ben. Yes, it is, dude. It is. I have not started What If, so I'm not even in that area. I'm not there. Unfortunately, that was on the lower tier of what I've been watching. Creature Commandos, I got up to episode 3.
I did watch this. I had 3 hours one night to where I knew that's all I had. And I was like, you know what? They're 20-minute episodes. I'm going to go through it. And you know what? It was a great intro to James Gunn's DC universe.
Okay.
I had a lot of fun with it. I love the characters. I like where it left off for season 2. I highly enjoyed it. It's a very quick watch. They're 20-minute episodes. I agree with you, Mike. GI Robot MVP was fantastic. The voice cast was great. It's a great watch, and it's very quick. It literally 3 hours. I watched the whole thing.
Now, for an animated series, I can't tell you how many people have watched it and said that the Weasel origin story brought grown man to borderline tears.
Honestly, I'm a little shocked that I think it's Firestorm like 34 or something like that. It's his first appearance, and I'm shocked it hasn't gone up more in value because I would love to see more of him. I mean, we saw him in Suicide Squad. It was more of like a joke kind of thing, and he is kind of a joke in this, but they actually
of course.
And it's not just Weasel. He flushes out every single character with a great backstory, and so I'm all in on James Gunn right now.
Okay, all right. We know that Jason Momoa has been cast as Lobo for Supergirl,
Which just started filming.
That just started filming, and did he will that into existence, or is that just a thing made for him? Is it going to be Jason? Is it going to be Jason Momoa as Jason Momoa playing Lobo, or how? It doesn't matter.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
Yes.
He is very similar. I'm excited. I like Millie Addock. Millie Addock, I think is how you say her name. I don't know, but the girl is playing Supergirl. She's a great actress. Yep. I'm excited, especially after Creature Commandos. I can't wait for Superman. I'm all in the DC universe. Have been for a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to tell you this: I am an unabashed fan of the CW Supergirl show. I loved it. I watched it episode by episode.
Benoit, however you say her name.
Phenomenal. No, she was great. It was really fun to watch, and she's good to look at, and she's cute, and I love their character. So, really, really enjoyed it. So, and I'm telling you, I've gone back to watch it. I've gone back and watched, Smallville with with what's his name as Aquaman. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Arthur Curry. That's his first ever acting role.
Yeah, and we have Reacher 3 coming out. For what and listen, let me say what you want. I don't give a shit. Reacher's good. It's great. I enjoy it.
Reacher's fantastic. Great show.
Fantastic.
We get a lot of fun stuff coming up between TV, movies. I mean, Captain America's coming out soon. We got a slew of great summer movies coming out.
I want to talk about that. Captain America. Are you going to go see that right away, right off the rip?
I'll probably see it that weekend. I mean, actually, this is one of the benefits because I am a single man, so I don't have to worry about taking anybody out on
Yeah,
Valentine's
yeah.
Day.
Oh, good point. Good point.
So I'm gonna go to the movies and enjoy myself. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
dig it. I dig it. Yep. I am. Maybe I'll see if my wife wants that to be her Valentine's Day, but I doubt that'll happen.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that'll go over like fart in church. But anyway, but I do. I can't wait. I'm excited for it. I think. Oh my God, the other one with all the other characters.
Thunderbolts. I'm actually that's
Thunderbolts.
probably my
Yes.
I'm very excited for Thunderbolts. It looks very fun, which is what I
It
want.
does, and I think they can bring these characters to a great spot, which is good. So I mean, we're in a great place right now,
Frank, it's a
for
date.
stories.
I'll pay for the movie. You pay for dinner, my friend.
Oh my God! Yeah, and listen, Chin's a cheap eat date. Chin's gonna get fries and chicken net tender, so it'll cost him, and maybe a soda.
We'll see. Maybe it's a special
We'll see,
night. Maybe
yeah.
we'll see how Frank plays his cards. Maybe the night ends up. It's a great night. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? So skeleton crew, creature commandos. What if? Captain America, and then in July we've got Superman. It's just going to be really, really wild.
It's going to be a fun year between the TV shows, the movies, the comics, all the awesome comic venue shows that we have lined up that I talked about earlier.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun year. I can't wait. I'm excited.
So, what do you have to do in order to let us know that you're coming to the 3MIB Winter Crawl?
Oh, you mean this thing right here happening on February 8th?
Yeah, this thing that we're planning. That's kind of a
February,
big deal.
We have our comic crawl. It's going to be up here in Massachusetts, plus a little bit into New Hampshire. If you'd like to join, please just message us on IG or Facebook or get
It's free, right? It's free.
It's absolutely free. We're going to go to 3 awesome stores, support awesome local LCSs. It's going to be a bunch of guys digging through comics and toys and collectibles. We're going to have a great time. We personally are going to be doing giveaways all day long for people that join us. I am currently planning. I am getting a reservation for a awesome spot that's close to our last stop for some dinner. So we're going to go out, grab some food after. If you can hang out the whole day, if you can just join us for one stop, just let us know. This isn't an invite only, but if you'd like to know the stops, you need to get a message us if you want to come. So please reach out. Hopefully we get to see you. We've had a lot of people reach out already, so it's going to be a great time. So I can't wait. I'm excited. Put a lot of planning into it, so it's always fun when it all kind of comes together.
Yes, yeah, no, I love it. I love it. This has been a lot of fun. So, other things that I've thoroughly been enjoying. I don't know about everybody else, but if Nemesis Prime is still in, I am just I wouldn't say I was out of the WWE. After the Attitude Era, I was done. And Mike the Beast says, right though, please wear deodorant. I have been sucked back into the WWE, especially on Netflix. We have Saturday Night Main Event. We have Monday Night Raw. These characters, I am going to tell you, I'm going to say this. I think it's so enjoyable right now. And Rick Rubin always talks about how he enjoys wrestling more than anything in his creativity world, because you don't know what is a work and what is staged. And I understand predetermined. I understand this. I understand that. But let me tell you something. These are grown men. And when these guys, and grown women too, let's get that straight, because Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, they're just crushing it right now. And I mean, Tiffy is amazing too. So, I mean, the rest, the women's part of wrestling.
I'm going to have to cut you off, Otto. You're getting a little too excited here.
No, I know. But okay. So anyway, but what I'm going to tell you is I don't know what the work is and what the wrestling is. Okay. Like, sure. Does Seth Rollins really hate CM Punk? Because they're just selling it so well. And let me tell you, when you're in the ring and you get a move wrong and you accidentally clock somebody in the face or the chin, and then you get the receipts after that, and you really start getting at each other, it becomes physical. And let me tell you something. I don't care if I'm messing around with you in the backyard and we start wrestling. When you punch me in the jaw, I'm going to punch you back. So that is my enjoyment with wrestling right now. And I don't want to know what the work is and what's planned. I enjoy speculating. I'm going to enjoy this through WrestleMania, and these are the things that I've been enjoying. Am I watching every minute of it? No. Am I watching the intros and interviews? Yes. And obviously I am enjoying it because I'm talking to you guys about it. So we'll have to see where this goes. But again, enjoying WWE right now. They've sucked me back in after being out for so many years. The next thing I did want to talk about was we have Lego Day coming up. And I wish Dave the brother was here because there are many things happening in Lego. And I talked to the 3MIB fam on Sunday about what happens now that they have the rights to Paramount and Star Trek. And there's a rumor that they are going.
You get the Enterprise. It's happening.
Yes, but now that I have one Enterprise, Chin, I'm going to have to get the next Enterprise. And I'm going to have to get the other Enterprise. And I'm going to have to get the Defiant. And I'm going to have to get the Borg Cube. And I'm going to have to get a Klingon DC-7 cruiser. Then I'm going to have to get the Klingon battleship.
And then I'm going to have to buy another house. And then, yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes. So do you see what is happening in this collecting thing? And guys, I don't own one Star Trek Lego. I own many other Legos. But the minute that one Star Trek Lego comes out with that one ship, and if it's the Enterprise D, then next thing you know, here comes the Enterprise E. Oh, you know what? 2 months later, here comes Kirk's Enterprise. Well, I got to get that one. And you know what? Here comes the Enterprise B, which nobody cared about. But if I have A, the first one, and I got E, you've got to get them all. So
you're literally just going through the alphabet right now. I have no idea what you're saying.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So great. We've talked about all that. We're going on almost 10 o'clock. I do want to talk about the swap real quick. You guys, the swap doesn't happen without help from the community. Okay. So we have many levels of sponsorship for the 3MIB swap, and the top tier level, other than the marquee sponsorship, which is Sweet Gems, and massive shout out to Sweet Gems for being the marquee sponsor. We have the 10.0 sponsors. We have a few spots left, but people that have stepped up are people like the Pope of Chilitown. Right? Pope, great friend, great vendor, has set up multiple times. He brings so many unique things to the show that it's just crazy. I have the sickest Punisher poster from the Pope, and that's amazing. And he always donates something really, really cool to it. The next one is first time sponsor of the show, but good friend of the channel, Good Comics Memories. Good Comics Memories is a great guy. He's set up at the Collectors Fest. He always shows up to the events, and he always brings great books. So thank you very much, Good Comic Memories, for being a 10.0 sponsor for the first time. And then we have one of our close friends and a huge believer in us. And if you have one person that believes in you, and it's this man, Big Daddy John Ross, Big Daddy's Comics, and that's all you need, because he's just a great guy. Good friend of the channel and a massive, thank you. I do say something once or twice. It's pretty good. He's just an amazing man, and he always shows up. And when he says it's one of his funnest shows of the year, that means a lot to us. And then we had another 10.0 sponsor, our good friends, Adam from Comics and Coffee, who jumped in and said, Otto, I want to be part of this. Adam doesn't set up, but he has his brick and mortar in Deep River, and you guys know that we've been there many times. So Comics and Coffee is a first-time 10.0 mint sponsor of the 3MIB swap, and we're thankful for that. So make sure you follow all of these people on Instagram, just so you know what's going on. And
give you a quick little run through. They're all on
Pope,
IG.
Yep, and we've got more coming, you guys. We've got 9.8 sponsorships available. We've got friends of the channel, and we'll be letting you guys know. And these sponsorships help us give you a great day of comic book hunting. And when I say great day, Chin and I hope you understand, and Roger and Dave, that it's just not, hey, dig through books. Hey, see you later. Good seeing you. No, it's all day long.
Plus an after party.
Yeah, it's an after party with karaoke. And who knew everybody loves karaoke? And we're going to keep it all close. So, mark your calendar. If you're interested in hotels, let us know about it. We can make it happen. And you guys, it's only $5 to get in. And we have something very unique, which is a raffle table, which we'll talk about. But I'm losing my voice. It's 10 o'clock. Chin's got to catch up on Skeleton Crew. So anything else we want to talk about, Chin, or we did a good job?
No, I'm tired. My butt's falling asleep sitting in this chair. So
okay, my friend.
That's when I know it's time.
All right. So as always, you guys, please, thank you very much. Comment, subscribe, like all our videos. Get ready for 3MIB. If you're interested in sponsoring the 3MIB swap, reach out to us on Instagram. I've got a really cool set of books I'm picking up this weekend. Thank you very much. Of course, Jim from Second Alarm.
Thank you for joining.
Oh, absolutely. And, his store, check out his store and follow him for all their sales and everybody that we've talked about tonight. So on behalf of the 3MIB crew, I am Everett Otto. That is Dave Chinmo, Roger Levesque, Dave the Brother. We are 3 Men in a Basement, and we are out. Peace.
Good night, Canada. See, he's not even here, and I can do it for him.
He's not even there.